Hi everyone, today's video we're going to do a dive into borrowing and lending and pretty much step-by-step process of how I do it. I've been doing this for the last, say, maybe year now, and every time it's worked out perfect for me. However, obviously, few bits of info first. You have to do your own research, check out, make sure, pay attention to what you're borrowing and lending, and key thing here is actually having a strategy. So I posted in my Discord group there different strategies. I will be posting up this kind of guide later on today. So if you're interested in getting involved and join the Discord group, I'll be doing giveaways and stuff with NFTs hopefully in the coming weeks. Let me know in the comments. Just comment if you want to join the Discord group, and I'll get you the link. You have to be quick to input the link because there's only one link per person, and sometimes bots can jump in there a bit quick. So yeah, you have to be quick on it. So with that in mind, what we're going to do first is we're going to go over here and I'm going to refer to two protocols. We're going to go to Aave lending, and also my go-to is Silo Finance. This is all going to be done on Sonic chain again, but obviously with this, with the bridging in and out of Sonic, you can easily borrow and lend assets and bridge them out into different chains if that's what you're interested in. And the big reason here is most of the time the borrow actual rates are much less on Sonic as they are on different chains. I'll show you that in a few moments. So we're going to have two strategies here. Strategy one is going to be the bullish case strategy, and strategy two is going to be pretty much the bearish case strategy. And with this is what we're going to use is we're going to use SwapX as our platform to go, and we're looking to set up LPs and stuff like that. So we take the bearish, or we take the bullish scenario first, I suppose. And the one key thing to remember in this is your LTV ratios. So the LTV ratio is a loan to value ratio, and pretty much ideally, me personally, I like to keep it in around 40-50%. Gives me a bit of freedom. Obviously, we can't borrow as much as we lend, but the key thing here is, you don't want to be constantly checking the markets every hour, every 2 hours to make sure your loan to value ratio is not going too high. And mentally, I just wouldn't be able for that. So with this in mind, let's assume we're in a situation here that we have wrapped ETH, we have S, we have any of these tokens here. So we'll assume we'll have a Sonic token in this case, and what we're going to do is quickly guide you through how we're going to do it on Aave. So we have S in our wallet. We pretty much can supply this. Again, this is the bullish case scenario. We're long on S. We think S is going to go up in value over time, and obviously we want to get involved in the markets, but we don't want to necessarily risk selling our S and lose out on the potential gains. So we deposit our S into this, and from that we can borrow any of these assets at the moment. So this is on Aave, of course. So we can borrow USDC a rate of 1.2%, which I think is probably one of the lowest in the entire crypto space at the moment. So just bear that in mind. So we can borrow USDC, and with that USDC, what I tend to do is I go and set up an LP. So I won't go for LPs that are offering really high rewards. Like, there's not a massive amount there, but I won't offer, say, this one example, 85% for USDC SwapX, because SwapX is very as the price goes up and down dramatically very quickly, and what we want to do is we want to earn some stable real yield here that we can actually use and basically help repay this loan back, obviously at zero expense for ourselves. So with this, what you've done is you've lent S, borrowed USDC. Your rate is only 0.3% because we're getting a rate for supplying, and also we have the borrow rate here. So we're getting that. We go over with USDC. We have the options here now. We can get into a stable kind position here at up to 21%. I think this is actually very close to. You can custom range, you can manually the range here, but if you just one-sided deposit, it's 11%. But as I said, if you go into more concentrated position, it's up to 21%. Same here is another stable kind position, and this is a 30%. So already there, the rewards are not bad for that position. And what we can do with that is then we can turn around and we can literally farm away and repay our loan back. And this is obviously using Aave. Again, the same is true if you're using, and I'm using this over here on Silo Finance. So again, what you can do in this position, you can deposit your S into here, get your 6.3%, turn around and you can borrow your STS again at 4%. You're still net positive. And then you can jump in here, and this position here is giving you up to 15% APR again on top of it. It is low APRs, however, the key here is that this is a bullish case scenario. We're holding on to our S. So pretty much we're able to generate either 30% or 15% or whatever we want based on our S and borrowing and lending. And I think that is one of the key things here to remember. So here we are on the next section, which is obviously the bearish strategy. Now again, this is, you know, obviously high risk. So the key here is we starting with let's say USDC in this scenario. So what we do is we deposit our USDC into this pool. With that, we can turn around and borrow S. With that borrowed S, we can obviously sell it. And we're pretty much short in S in this case. Now, this was obviously a powerful tool here last week. Back over around here when obviously things were getting a bit topsy-turvy because of Trump's tariffs and things. And you had an opportunity to do that. So if we got in here and you managed to hold out and sold it and rebought it back, you had 10% profit in your position here. So again, what you would have done is you would supplied your USDC, you borrowed your S, sold your S basically the market price here, and wait to buy it back, you know, maybe a day or two later, and you could bought that S back, repaid your loan. Obviously, you were after getting more S in that short period of time because obviously you're ready to buy more for what you sold it for, and the extra capital then you can just turn around, slap it back into here, and repeat the process. Obviously, this is the bearish scenario. So, as I said in the beginning of it, we discussed about the bullish scenario. So, they are two different strategies that can be used to kind of help, you know, help utilize borrowing and lending. So, like the key here is basically to understand it's you're shorting whatever asset you borrow. So you borrow it, you sell it high, and buy it back cheaper later. So the key thing is don't accidentally buy it again by entering the wrong kind of LP. I see so many people, what they do is in the bearish scenario, what they'll do is they'll borrow USDC or S, they'll put it into an LP with that asset again, which basically is going to kind of give yourself a permanent loss from the start, and you know you risk crucifying yourself on it. Yeah, look, that's pretty much it. You can go into delta neutral or pairs trade based on correlation matrix and things like that, but for this video what I want to do is keep it a bit more simple for the bearish and bullish scenario. I think if you interested in learning more about all this, you know, join in my Discord. I go over a lot of different topics like this and ways to earn, and you know, looking at these, I'm in a lot of these positions at this moment in time, and I think one of them I'm in is in this position, STS wrapped S. I've been in this for I'd say 2 or 3 weeks now, maybe 4 weeks. But like I said, this position is free because I have my silo, or I have my S tokens in it, and I pretty much have borrowed STS, and I've almost borrowed it, I think, at 90% because the value stays very close to each other, obviously. And what this is doing is allowing me to farm on here with a decent enough APR, and with the rewards I pretty much go back and repay this loan back or just compound it back in further. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So look, we're going to leave it there for today. Again, thanks very much for watching, and I hope everyone has a great day.